As a Christian, it's essential to acknowledge the significance of being a good steward of the earth, but it's equally crucial to discern the truth behind the climate change narrative. While some Christians may feel overwhelmed by the overwhelming push for climate change activism, there are ways to critically evaluate the information and respond in a manner that aligns with biblical values. The so-called climate change agenda has become a highly polarizing and contentious issue, with many Christians feeling pressure to conform to a particular viewpoint. However, it's vital to recognize that not all climate change advocacy is rooted in scientific facts or biblical principles. First and foremost, Christians must be grounded in Scripture and understand the biblical perspective on creation care. The Bible teaches that humans are entrusted with the responsibility of managing and caring for the earth, as seen in Genesis 1:1-8, where God instructs Adam to rule over and subdue the earth. This mandate is often misunderstood as a license to exploit and dominate the natural world, but in reality, it emphasizes the importance of responsible stewardship. By recognizing the biblical foundation for environmental care, Christians can develop a nuanced understanding of the climate change debate and respond in a way that honors God. One way Christians can fight back against the fake climate change agenda is by promoting critical thinking and media literacy. Many climate change advocates rely on emotionally charged rhetoric and sensationalized predictions to galvanize support, but these tactics often obscure the complexities of the issue. By encouraging Christians to think critically about the information they consume, they can begin to discern fact from fiction and recognize the limitations of climate modeling and scientific predictions. This critical thinking can help Christians develop a more informed and nuanced perspective on climate change, one that acknowledges the complexities of the issue and the uncertainties surrounding it. Another approach is to highlight the flaws and contradictions within the climate change narrative. For example, many climate change advocates emphasize the need for drastic reductions in carbon emissions, but often fail to acknowledge the economic and social consequences of such policies, particularly for the world's most vulnerable populations. By pointing out these inconsistencies and highlighting the need for a more balanced approach, Christians can help to promote a more informed and equitable discussion around climate change. Furthermore, Christians can emphasize the importance of addressing real environmental issues, such as pollution, deforestation, and conservation, which often receive less attention in the climate change debate. Christians can also engage in advocacy and activism that promotes a more balanced and biblical approach to environmental stewardship. This might involve supporting organizations that prioritize sustainable development, conservation, and community-based initiatives, rather than simply advocating for radical climate change policies. By promoting a more holistic understanding of environmental care, Christians can help to shift the focus away from ideological agendas and towards practical, community-based solutions that prioritize human flourishing and environmental sustainability. Ultimately, the key to fighting back against the fake climate change agenda is to promote a more informed, nuanced, and biblical understanding of environmental stewardship. By grounding themselves in Scripture, promoting critical thinking, and highlighting the flaws and contradictions within the climate change narrative, Christians can develop a more confident and compassionate response to the issue. This response must prioritize the well-being of all people, particularly the most vulnerable, and recognize the complexities and uncertainties surrounding climate change. By doing so, Christians can help to promote a more balanced and equitable discussion around environmental care, one that honors God and prioritizes the flourishing of all people.